Hey, that should be a wee bit better.
Yes.
That's the theory, anyway.
That was such a funny off-screen conversation that no one else get
That's
to
right.
heard.
That didn't happen. All right. Well, for those of you who stuck around to see all that, thank you so much. I do not know what was causing that malfunction, but I'm happy to see that we're back at this junction. Okay, so carrying on with the wonderful announcements that I started with, of course, this week's campaign, the Zelda Echoes campaign, that's tomorrow. And then on Thursday, our random adventures. Friday, we have 2 games going on. We have the Olivon Chronicles. We have the Adventures of Ala Inn, and so you can check out our schedule for those as well. Looks to me like it's working a little bit better, so yay. Thanks to the chat for helping us sort that out. And then finally, I'm going to put out a big announcement that on Thursday's stream at 6 a.m. my time, but 1 p.m. UTC, we're going to have kind of a big announcement for the guild as well. So let's see what we can do about diving into this here game that we've got going on today. So picking up where we left off. And where we left off, the party of Red Brands had been trying to broker peace between 2 different groups who lived in the realm of Yon in Prismere. The 2 groups being the Korids and the much smaller Briganok. Having started that conversation of peace, we see them now moving towards kind of finishing things up. They wanted to see if they could resolve an issue for their new friend, Amador the Dandelion. Amador really, really wanted to try and relocate his beloved bee, the size of an American football, just to be clear about that, Dak, and go seek out Pollinella and maybe actually the rest of the hive as well. In doing so, they explained to you that you were going to approach a bugbear, which turned out to be a cyclops, because apparently dandelions don't know the difference. You very quickly murder hoboed yourselves and dispatched said cyclops, and so then we're able to trace its roots back to its home, where you found the beehive. After a little bit of momentary stuff with the beehive and the home that you found there, you waited for them to maybe get a sense as to where Pollinella herself, because she was still not with the hive yet. And they did. They actually ended up disappearing and going towards some other location deeper in Yon. Following their trail, you found them yourselves in a large, almost like an arena, but it had a lake in the center of it. 8 spires that surrounded, somewhat unevenly, but mostly evenly, this large lake, almost completely circular, where you also found another creature kind of following a light that you saw coming down from one of these beacons, and then some flying creatures overhead. You make your way to this person, realizing that perhaps Pollinella was there. And sure enough, you meet a person by the name of Prince Eligarthus, who had been taking care of Pollinella after she was launched here by a tornado. The bee swarm that you were following to Pollinella ended up enveloping Pollinella in an attempt to try to heal. There was also some healing attempts by your group as well. But more interestingly, Prince Eligarthus indicated that he's just been trying to light something atop these spires to get home. He just wants to get home. And in doing so, had a challenge because of these flying winged creatures that kept on getting in the way. And so, with a creative use of disguised self melded with gilded studded leather armor, Scraggs and Aravis fashioned themselves to look, with the assistance of Prince Eligarthus, who's actually seen her, you fashioned yourselves to look like the better end. And as you did so, shouting out a command for these flying creatures to come down, they started dive bombing directly towards you. And as they get closer, this is where we're picking up now, as they dive bombed with angry crow-like faces on them, just moving all the way down, you start to notice that they also have these strange antler-like structures growing out of their head as they're in full dive, and they get closer to you and kind of slow down as they get really close to Scraggs and Erebus, about 10 to 15 feet away, and they just slow themselves down and hover there. What are you guys going to do?
I'm going to whisper to our whatever we're gonna call this stack of nonsense. And say, are we attacking on sight? What's gonna happen?
I had already put Hunter's Mark on one of
Yes,
them,
you
I
did.
believe.
You hear a whisper underneath the cloak. I'm not the head right now.
That's right.
Scraggs and the
Really
Empire.
now?
Scraggs is the head right now, yeah.
You mean I'm in
Scraggs,
charge?
so what do we do?
Well, you are the head of the department.
I'm in charge. You lot, get down here now!
And they all just immediately
Shouting out to them.
flutter down and land on the rock. I'm just like,
Oh, my dog is going crazy. I'm the witch now. You've got to do what I say. Okay.
roll a
Now.
deception check. Roll a deception check. Just do it.
I'm the witch now.
I may have made a mistake. Oh, 1 second.
I gotta get this up here, too.
Witchlight and Wesmia. Okay. Deception. Oof.
Could have just gone for a surprise round.
Oh! Can I use my inspiration?
Yes, you can. You have one, so you can. Oh my word.
Oh my! I rolled a 1.
Oh, sweet mother of Moses.
Oh my word. It's still
16. Not bad.
my computer is still bagging. Ew. Why is it so hard on itself? Okay, well, the 16. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So with the 16, you know what, guys? The stream is causing me hassle. Oh, there we go. That's better. That's better. Okay, good. Okay, so, there we go. There are about, how many of them are here? There's something, okay, there's like 8 of these winged, large, almost fully medium-sized creatures just kind of folded up their wings behind you, and one of them does this to you and just screeches really loudly at you. It does not look like it's convinced.
Scraggs, just kill them somehow. I
That's
whisper
asking
only
for
so
a
he
lot.
can hear.
And then they
Come on,
start,
Scraggs.
guys.
You missed
Humo's
combat
not
last
the
time.
initiator.
yeah, you are muted, by the way. But they immediately start flapping their wings up a little bit and start kind of taking to fight again.
Okay. Before they do that, I'm just going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay. Sounds to me like we're on a murder hobo.
I warned you.
All right.
I warned you. I'll give you a chance.
All right. Give me one sec.
You can't cast
Um,
Fireball in social encounters.
This is very true.
All right.
Unless
Well, I
you're
mean, you
Dottie
can, but just not
and you're not
twice.
meaning to.
Yeah, that's
In a
true.
row.
What are we gonna do with this?
I cast Charm Person and then also Wild
Alright.
Magic and Fireball them.
Mhm.
What is the saving throw for your
Wisdom.
wisdom?
Wisdom DC 15.
I throw a grenade at them.
There we go. That's what I needed. There we go.
I pull out my AK and just start.
All
I
right.
mean, I can't imagine they're going to do nothing. Just die.
I drop a meteor.
All right, this is what you asked for.
No,
Here it
that's not
comes. All right, so here's what I need you guys to do. I need you guys to roll some initiative.
Yes.
Don't take me down.
And
That wasn't my fault.
do I have your tokens on that sheet so you guys can actually see that? Was I smart enough to do that? I was.
Yeah, you do.
You do not have a
Yay.
Shimo on there, though.
Let's solve that. Hello there, Shimo. That's not the button I wanted to do. Let's try this one instead. There should be.
I
a
would
Shimo on
ask,
there now.
how far are these creatures from me?
They are now about, after kind of lifting up, and as you started to lift up your spirit guardians, which I will allow. Everything else is going to have to be held until the next turn. I'm going to get they are about 10 feet away from you, 15 feet away from Erebus. Because they lifted.
Okay. That's good enough.
Okay. All right. I am going to get my creatures onto this map as well, so that I can do the planning.
Okay, at least the fireball might be last in the turn order.
Oh, it's...
Use your inspiration now. Become
I redeemed sorcery points
has
for a third level
26?
spell slot, so I do have one.
Huzzah.
How do you have 26? What,
And
you're plus 8?
Yeah, I'm a swashbuckler. I have my charisma to my. Let me find it. I have like rakish audacity. I get my charisma to my initiative.
I am going to throw it
I
out
knew
there.
someone who had a.
Shimo's the melee tank now, considering our options. If you guys let me die, I'm going to be so sad.
all right, well,
Just don't die.
Don't worry, I'll stay. I'll stay in the front line this time.
all right.
I know a guy who took war. He was a war wizard. He took a Haragon. He had Gift of Alacrity and some other thing to have like plus 20 to his initiative.
Oh my
Or
god.
plus
Oh,
like
wow.
15.
Okay, so before everything else happens, wow, that's a roll, Erebus. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be Scrags. Roll out your spirit guardians for me, real quick, please. Oh, hang on, no, I have to do a save. What's the save? It's a wisdom save. I can do that. Yeah, now we're in.
Save wisdom.
Wisdom save. Okay.
That's not good.
If I don't save, which I have a whole bunch, I gotta save. So, hey, chat, why don't you help me out?
Possible
Roll out some
24.
stuff for me. Let's see what we get. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to roll a couple of times myself because I have enough of these creatures. But I would love it if somebody from the chat were to roll for me. Hey, there's a roll, and it was bad. Thank you, Conical Coffee. Okay, so my rolls. Why is my... There we go. Apparently, technology and I are going to have an issue today, which is great because I also get to stream the school's finals volleyball game today too. So great. Okay. All right, we're good.
Just start
I am
punching
gonna
it.
do.
Start punching it.
I don't want that either. I want this, and I need to not have it toggle. I just need to have the switch. Let's do. Yeah, that's what I want.
Why does that say that? What's
I agree.
annoying?
I don't know what it is we're talking about, but I agree. Okay, so
It says that my AC is 14, like on the little tingy, but
Oh,
it's not.
that's okay. I'll
It's
fix that later.
15.
This is taking a couple of extra seconds. Here we go. Another roll. So that's 3 rolls, and that's 3 failures. And oh, that's a pass. I love this music so much. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Is it
5,
half on a success?
and that's another failure. 6, 7,
How many of these bitches have we got?
and
Finally!
8. Okay, so with 8 of these things, only 2 of them save. And I got to keep track of this on another extra sheet. So here we go. Go ahead, Scrags. Roll out your. Oh, you did roll out your damage. So we have. And it's half on a save, right? Okay.
Mhm.
So with that. All right. Yeah, you see as they all kind of flounder and kind of screech, and you can see some of the feathers kind of start to kind of burn up and off as they start to take away. That's going to turn us to Erevis's turn, top of the round.
I would say
All
it's
right.
necrotic damage.
Ooh,
Can
fun.
That
I-
makes any difference.
Can I move? Okay. How high up are they?
They are
At this
from you. They're about 15 feet away from.
But they're on the
And-
ground, right? They landed.
No, they lifted up again, just before the spirit guardians were punched off.
Ah, okay.
All right. Let's see what I have here. I do have my bow, my short bow, but
I should have went to sleep. We have no spells.
I never had spell slots. um,
What are spell slots?
are there
Something
any
that a
are there any
paladin
like
never
places
uses.
that are high as them nearby?
Oh yes, definitely. There is a couple of rocky outcroppings. The spire itself is like 100 feet above your head, so you like, and there is definitely an upwards path. But in terms of getting yourself to 5
Anything
feet
that looks
here,
like I could be like, yeah, any way I could like get up higher where I'm at around
not
them.
without something that helps you do big jumps. So no, they're a little bit out of range now.
Very well. I will put down Scrags from my shoulders.
I would say I didn't nominate any of my team to be immune to my spirit guardians.
You did not.
Why? Would you not?
I did. You're fine. You're fine.
I will put him down gently. It's
As
fine.
my- I was
No.
literally about to shoot this little gremlin right in the bloody eye. I was so close. I was like, "Are you joking me?"
I'll let you away
Are
this
they
time.
close together? Like, are they
I'm going to
Are
say
they,
that they're
touching each other?
right now they're not touching each other, but they are close to each other. I'd say they're all within about a.
5 feet of each other?
I'm going to say like a 7-foot cube of each other, just because they're just taking off, right?
Because it's important. Because it would determine whether I get sneak attack easily. Because they
you
have
prob-
to be
you're-
low.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
they're
no, that's with melee. Sorry. That wouldn't
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
anyway.
nope, exactly.
All right.
You get melee from, or you get sneak attack from a bow.
I
Only
know,
if you have advantage,
it's a range.
or
But I
you
can't
have
get
a friend.
Rakish
Yeah.
Audacity. Sneak
Yeah.
attack. Then that being the case, I'm going to try and hide.
Okay.
Are there any places where I could hide?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nearby.
You'll find a rock. You'll find some rocks. You'll find a swarm of bees nearby you that you could hide in if you wanted to. There's
I'm
lo-
hiding in the swarm of bees.
All right, go for it. I love it. I'm here for it.
All right.
swarm of bees
This is perception
Are not threatened
based,
by you.
I think. I don't know. So
Yeah,
I'd have-
go ahead and roll for me a stealth check. And let's see from the chat, if you will, roll for me
Or
again.
would I have advantage because of my boots? I don't know.
You check that out for your boots, and we will carry on to the next person in.
All right.
And if you have to,
Well,
And
if I hide from someone, I want to shoot them too.
okay.
I don't want to roll again in case my luck finally
Uh,
comes back, but I don't want to.
Right? Okay, in the chat, feel free to say hello and roll for me. It looks like this when you do so. There you go. And if you don't, I roll the perception check instead. We did lost Scrags, but we'll get them back in just a few. Nonetheless, so, okay, I'm going to do the roll. You think that you are hidden.
All right, I'm gonna shoot him. 12 to hit.
12 does
Oh,
not hit.
terrible.
As they
Alright.
all clock you as you're running towards the swarm of bees, the bees just out of your sudden entrance into them, and yeah, they see the arrow come flying out of the bees and just out of the way.
You just dive bomb in these sets of bees.
Gave me the option. I'm not enough passing that up. Anyway, that's my turn.
All right, that brings us to my creatures, who are going to start going after Scrags. Nervous about going after... Because you still kind of look... Yeah, you still kind of look Scrags like... you still kind of look a little bit like the hag, right? So...
Why do I have 9 temp HP?
That is from me, Inspiring Leader.
Yes.
Oh, well then, Scrags, maybe you would have that
You
as
would.
well. Throwing her out
Possibly.
Yeah, I do have 9 temporary points.
2 of these creatures are going to come and are going to fly up. Actually, they're all going to fly up quite a bit higher, about 45 feet away. And then 2 of them are going to come straight back down towards you, Scrags.
They won't have the movement.
Because...
Spirit Guardians
Spirit Guardians.
Ooh, the Spirit Guardians is
reduces their movement by 50% already.
Oh my.
It's not even difficult to raid, it just reduces their movement by 50%.
Okay.
It's the dopest spell ever.
But once they leave it, their movement goes back up. But
Okay, hang on. Affected creature speed is halved in the area, and when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, which it did, so I need to do wisdom saving throws again. So I better do that first.
But we already did it.
Yeah, but that was...
When I first cast the spell, it shouldn't have happened till our turn.
Okay, fair enough. And then a credit and a failed save.
Yeah.
I don't see anything here about it stopping their movement. Not Spirit Guardians.
Well, when they're in the
It does-
aura, their movement is 50%.
Oh, okay.
So if they leave and then they go up and then they come back down, they'll hit Spirit Guardians and then they'll have to stop. They can't actually do anything else.
Okay, so an affected creature's speed is halved in the area. And when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn, starts it there. Let's make a wisdom save, which we've done. On a failed save, blah. On a successful save. So they're all still going to be slower in that space no matter what, huh? Well,
Yeah.
all right.
But
So
if they leave and go back in, they take more damage again.
5, 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 60.
They can't reach me.
Okay, 2 of them can.
Okay.
They
They take the
can
damage.
they can fly really, really fast, but they are definitely you know what? The way that we did this, we're gonna do those wisdom saving throws again.
Yeah. Roll damage.
Yes, please. And we're gonna see actually if 2 of them still can. 1, 2,
16.
3, 4,
Fail.
16 damage.
Fail.
I shouldn't have done this. Oh well. Oh, and that one. 1, 2,
Fail.
3, 4, 5. Come on, big money. There's a big money. That's the one I was looking for.
Yeah,
There's another big money. All right.
that passes.
16 damage. Owie.
On top of the 9.
Yeah. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I've only done 7. I gotta do another one. Boom, and boom. Okay, cool.
No.
All right. So the first 5 were all fails. These guys here, they look screwed. A lot of these guys look really, really screwed up right now. But 2 of them happen to have, 3 of them actually happen to have some pretty good strength about them. But knowing that they're not going to dive in after you after all. They're going to look around. They're going to look for a new target. And they're going to see the prince. That's who they're going to go for.
Oh,
So
no.
they go
Better
for
than
the
Lilith.
prince. And
Who's the prince? I don't know who he is. I don't care.
5 of the creatures are going to stay up in the air, a distance away. Oh no, are they actually going to do that?
They're all
Yeah,
gonna
no,
run
that's
away and live another day.
That's kind of I'm in agreement with you. They're all gonna keep up flying away.
No!
They did not sign up for this.
Hey,
No, two of them are gonna come at the prince, and they're just gonna go like so. Bing, nat 20,
Ooh.
and
My little noble boy's dead.
this one should go as well.
Listen, at 15 damage kills him, he didn't deserve to live.
There we go. And then
If 15 damage.
yeah, he's fine.
Commoner is 4 HP.
yeah, and
Commoners don't deserve to live. I'm just kidding.
all right, cool. Yeah.
Oof.
3 of those all attacks all hit. There, one of them was a crit. 15, 18, that is a 10, 25, 32, because math. Let's see here. Is that going to be too much for this poor person? Let's find out.
I'll get him up.
Oh, his armor class is shit. The other one hits too. Okay, fine.
Let's find
37.
out next week.
37.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, as they all just kind of come fluttering at him and immediately fly away a good solid 30 feet away from pretty close to any of you. You can see just pecks and scrapes coming from these talons. One of them actually puts their antlers into the shoulder of this knight, and it's just like kind of fluttered, and then they immediately fly away before he can actually do anything about it.
They flyby? Oh no.
They have flyby, and they look to you all and make to look like they're about to leave. And they're all spreading out in different directions.
Come back.
It is Scragg's turn.
You. I'm a witch. You come back here now. I want to kill you. All right. I'll give a first level healing word to our friend over there.
Oh,
So generous.
5 healing.
5 healing.
And on one of the whichever one I don't really care. Whichever one of the creatures, I'm going to do Toll the Dead. So DC 15 Wisdom save, please.
Toll the Dead. What's the range on Toll the Dead?
60 feet.
Okay. And which one do you want to choose? There are 4 looking really, really bad, one of them looking pretty bad, and 2 of them that are looking pretty okay. One's still a really strong one.
I'll take the one that's looking okayish, like in the middle.
Okay, an okayish one fails.
Ooh. You didn't want to do that. You certainly didn't want to do that. It's going to take... Oh, crap. 7.
7 points
That's all?
of damage.
Out of a 24.
Yeah. Just
And that's my turn.
and just starts trying to fly, kind of doing this weird somersault in the air to try to escape the Toll the Dead sound. And that's your turn, right?
Ervis, toss me like a dwarf.
Shimo, it is your turn.
I mean, you can toss me into their space, and maybe I can kill them with Spirit Guardians.
So you said they're like 30 feet away?
Yes, they are.
Radiant Sunbolts.
Okay. What has to happen?
I'm going to fire off at the one that just got told.
Okay. You got told, boy.
Oh, these are some bad rolls.
Now, what's weird, the lightning is still crackling across these, these lightning rods from the tops of mountains, and as you do, it's just like a single straight beam, which is rather unusual, so everybody sees the straight beam kind of come out of Shimo and just disappears into the sky.
I'm definitely going to follow that up with Radiant Sunbolt.
There we go.
Much
Yeah,
better.
that definitely hits. 6 points of damage?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really bludgeoning damage?
No, it is not bludgeoning. It is. Sorry. One
That's all
second.
right.
Radiant. It's radiant. Of course, it's radiant. It's radiant.
Radiant.
Sunbolt.
All right. I'm just making sure, but it's like said B on there. I'm like,
Necrotic
"Hey,
damage.
man." Okay. So with 6 points of damage, this one now looks like it's the most hurt of all of them.
Well, that's my turn. That was my bonus action.
All right, that brings us to Dottie.
No, I'm
No.
here. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, cannon.
What are you doing, Dottie?
I think Volric's before me.
Oh, Volric, you didn't end up in the initiative. My apologies. You are correct.
I didn't.
All right, so what was your initiative roll? I got to go back and find it.
I was 15.
15. I stand corrected. It is Volric's turn. Go ahead, Volric.
I know I was second to last.
Yeah.
But hi. So the one I hunters marked, where is it at?
The one near you hunters marked. It is flying up and away, quite a ways away from you. I'd say it's probably one of the first ones that's leaving, because it's really hurt.
Okay. Using Dread Ambusher, I'm gonna do 3 shots.
All right.
I'm gonna do shot by shot with Sharpshooter, but I'm gonna keep doing it until that
For
one
sure.
goes down. Hopefully. So if I get an extra attack, I'll move it on to something else. But okay. First, little boysies, a Badook.
Yeah, that hits.
-5 though, so 19. Does that still hit?
Still hits.
Yes. And then, okay, well we'll do damage then first
Bring it on.
because I get an extra 1d8 with it. So it's 2d8 plus 4 and then plus 10. So, tee.
Hang on, it's already gonna have a plus 10 on it. Yeah,
Because
don't worry about that.
sharpshooter.
So you are gonna shoot.
Great.
Yeah. So yeah, you get up, you line it up. Hang on, what kind of a weapon is this? Again, this is your longbow. Yeah.
It's a longbow.
Yeah. So you line it up and you just track it 5 feet out in front of it, in front of its flight. Loose the arrow and it just goes right through the head. The antlers leading
I
it
love
down
it
to the
when
ground.
Oh, brilliant. Then, well, because I had Hunter's Mark on it, I'm going to bonus action move the Hunter's Mark to one of them that's closer to me.
It's closer to you. Okay, cool. Really strong one
then
or mostly strong one?
Really
Got
strong one. Get it down. And just a question. So for that Dread Ambusher, it says dealing one extra d8 damage on the weapon damage type to hit. Is that for every attack I take, or just for that one additional one?
Dread Ambusher, we're saying, right?
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. I can put it in the.
Oh, good, thank you. Okay, so Dread Ambusher. You can give yourself bonus, and you at the start of your first turn each combat, your walking speed increases by 10, which also in a turn if you take the attack action.
It says if that attack.
Yeah,
so
if that
I
attack.
imagine
So
it-
That's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
so no, I think your Dread Ambusher is not going to be able to be activated, at least for that for an extra attack thing. So just regular attacks at this point.
Yeah, shame though. Because I killed it too quick. Anyway, the next two are then going for the really strong one with my sharpshooter and with my hunter's
Okay.
mark. So, give me good fucking rolls, I swear to God.
That works.
Ah!
That works.
24. And then I'll do the second one because I don't think this thing's gonna die in one hit.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That one is a sharpshooter as well. Is that what you're going for? Okay, it definitely does not hit. But the first one does.
Okay, so boop.
Yeah, okay, so 9 points of damage.
19.
Oh, that's right.
And then it does an additional 1d6 because of Hunter's Mark. A bonk.
Oh,
So that's
so you
21.
pull out another arrow, track this this one that's really close to you, and just try to skewer it. As it looses, you're like, that should have killed it. That definitely should have killed it. And all it does is fall to the ground, and then it just kind of quivers and kind of stands back up again. It's looking really bloody, and so you take your second arrow and just try to aim for it, and it just hits the ground. It splashes in front of the ground in front of it.
Following having an epic gamer rager moment. Well then, besides that, I'm going to move as far back as I can with my 45
Oh yeah,
feet
you
of
move
movement.
past the swarm of bees kind of protecting Aravis and Pollinella at the moment, and just kind of start moving your way up this spire a little bit. That brings... oh, go ahead.
As my free action, though, I am going to yell out to Amador and be like, now would be a really good time to use those bees to kill these things!
Okay. And that will bring us to Dottie.
Okay. Can I fit a good chunk of these in a 20-foot radius sphere?
You can fit either 4 of them or 3 of them.
Oh, definitely 4.
Okay.
As long as I don't hit anyone in my party, of course.
Definitely. You can choose a point in range. You can certainly do so.
Okay, I will do that. I cast Fireball.
Fireball!
And you watch Dottie's eyes glow up this like flame color, and her hair starts to move around, and she just points in that direction. So that's a DC 16 Dex save for 34 fire.
Okay, so you guys watch. That's a pretty awesome roll. You watch as the hair flutters, her hand extends to a certain point, and you can, if you guys, anybody who's paying attention is just going to have their eyes track out to this point, and you can see a little ripple in space nearby some of these flying creatures, and it just erupts in flame and with a great big cacophonous boom, and as the flames subside, all you see are ash dropping down to the ground from these creatures.
So they would have died either way.
Oh yeah, there's like a half set,
Okay.
like yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry, every time I hear it, I have to do it.
It is such a good thing, right? Okay, so
I have one other thing I can do too.
yeah.
I'm gonna quicken spell a firebolt,
Oh.
which is a cantrip, and I'm going to just shoot at one of them that are still left.
Okay, you got 3 options. One relatively decent-looking one flying in the air, one hurt one flying in the air, and one very hurt one that was just skewered by Volric on the ground.
Don't hit the ground one. Don't hit the ground one.
Yeah, not the ground one. One of the ones in
Plan.
the air.
Strong or not?
Not. Just because
Alright.
it's a cantrip. Oh, I almost cast Fireball again. That wouldn't be the right thing.
Wow, your firebolts are crazy.
I almost.
And
I
can I throw
T.
Tides of Chaos into this to make sure I hit?
Okay, yeah, let's do this.
Fantastic. Can't wait to see
It's
you
been a
incinerate all
hot
these
second.
bees.
Double nat ones,
Oh,
but
no.
between Tides of Chaos and being a half one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You get a double reroll, right?
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You get
Okay.
one. You can have one more. Says 16 is gonna hit, but I want to see
Perfect.
this Tides of Chaos roll and your damage.
Okay.
There's so many bleeps
My
coming up
height
right now.
changes.
Didn't you already
yeah.
shrink once?
You grew a foot! A foot!
So,
Oh, that's right. No. She hasn't grown a foot yet. She has to roll a d10.
Okay.
She has to roll the d10
Oh,
still.
D10. Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
Never mind then.
That would have. Yeah, okay.
Oh
Even
yay! I grow.
2 inches.
Okay. You grew 2 inches, so you're now the same height as Scrags.
Oh! Bust his kneecaps. Bust his
Best
kneecaps.
wild
Go up there.
magic ever.
All
And
right.
12 points of fire.
12 points of
I want
fire
Dottie.
damage. Yeah.
Dottie's gonna be like,
I want
it's gonna be
Dottie.
like years in the future, and Dottie's like taller than Erebus.
Mhm.
Dottie's
There's
gonna-
all
Dolly
these-
is gonna be like,
All right. Hey,
she becomes
so
a
Grags,
giant.
for some reason your video's not coming through my system. Can you do a sound check for me, please? I want to see if your sound is at least coming through. That is a hard pass. It is not coming through. Can I get you to reconnect for me, please?
So rude.
Sorry. Okay, back again.
Plans for the one on the
So-
ground.
You shoot the one with a firebolt, and it's like, kind of even close your eyes a little bit, and your halfling luck kicks in and smatters across it, and it just drops to the ground. Antlers kind of detached from its head. It is dead.
Yes.
So
I killed 5 of them.
you killed 5 in 1 round.
Yay.
Does that end your turn? Are you moving at all, or?
No, I'll
Hey,
stay
we
put.
God.
All right.
You just had to fucking show off, didn't you?
Yes, I
You just
did.
had to show off.
Oh, this is super weird. There we go. That's better. I got Scrags now. Yay! Okay, cool.
If the sorcerer isn't burning the world to the ground, they're not playing sorcerer, right?
That's possibly true. Okay, so it comes now to the bee swarm, who's just still kind of doing their thing. Aligarthus. Let's see here.
Bleeding on the floor.
Yeah, no, Aligarthus, yeah, just you could do this, and just shouts this out. You guys now all have a D4. Add it to your next roll.
Oh, excellent.
Hey,
Bless.
yo, give me that blessing, you little queer. Give it to me.
There it
So
is.
Suck it all up.
is
No, no, no,
bless-
no, 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 no.
Is bless a
This isn't
apply
bless.
to skill check? Oh,
This isn't bless. This is only for attack rolls or saving throws.
okay.
Okay.
Ah, fuck.
So
Alright.
the one on the ground,
That's
Well, it's like bless, but this isn't actually bless. So if somebody else wants to
Yeah.
bless you, you can still do that too. This is something different.
the
Someone
one on the
sneeze
ground,
right
how
now.
far away is it?
Pardon me. The one that's on the ground, I'm going to say it's about 30 feet away from you.
I'll
Nope.
hop on.
Scratch that. You're in the swarm. It's 45 feet away from you.
Okay, I'll bonus action dash,
Okay.
and I'll jump on its back if I can.
Okay.
And can I take out the brand and just put it close to its face and threaten it and say, I'll make you wish you had died if you don't take me to your friends up there.
Well, there's nothing left. There's only one flying now. There's one
Yeah,
on the ground.
I want him to fly me to his friend
Okay.
on his
All right.
turn.
Oh, I rolled. I don't know if you can see it. Because if it's his turn, and are you readying an action if you do so?
Could I? If I'm readying an action so that if he's attacks me, I kill him.
Okay.
But I do want him to fly me up there.
Okay, roll me
So
an
I'm
intel.
going to try and intimidate it.
Okay, I rolled. That was rolling for what he's capable of doing. Roll me your intimidation check.
Natural 20
Okay,
for 27.
that's 2 nat 20s in the session at like within 5 seconds of each other. That's got to be a record. So there we go. There's the 2 nat 20s. So with that, there we go. Okay,
So I have to ready an action to Yeah, I'll just ready an action to kill it if it attacks me.
Okay, so it starts flapping its wings as hard as it can, and you realize it done got real hurt and is hard to do this rat now. But you get the sense by holding on to its antlers that it's trying to actually take off with you on its back. And the other one, floating a little ways away, is just kind of trying to keep its distance from you while also not losing sight of you. And it's just like,
Okay. I don't think I have enough actions to do anything else, so I'll just leave it at that and see if anyone else can kill.
So Scrags, you
I whip out my clock.
watch as Erebus jumps out from the bee swarm and does this Legolas spin up onto the back of this one downed creature, grabs its antler, shouts at it, and the creature slowly, and I'm going to say like 10 feet in the air, lifts up and is struggling to fly, while the other one is keeping about 30 feet away over the lake water, which would put him about 45 feet away from you. Scrags, what are you going to do? Oh, Scrags is having tech issues. There we go.
I see him.
I don't know what's going on.
It's almost like you're on the other side of the world.
I can you can hear
Can
me?
you hear me?
Yes.
I can.
Yeah,
I
we're
can
good.
hear you, yes. Okay, all right. Is there any way that I could use a bolt of lightning and shoot it up at the creature to make it go faster?
You could try to increase
Give it some-
intimidation. I'm gonna say you're probably are getting the sense though that it is already struggling and it is trying really hard.
If I healed it, could it go faster?
Yeah. I'm gonna say if you heal it, it will definitely be able to go faster.
Fantastic.
All right. I will bonus action healing word it.
This is some dark torture shit that's about to happen, isn't it? Okay.
No,
They'll be
dropped.
here. They'll be here. Just hang tight. Okay, go ahead and roll your
I don't know.
healing.
I will bonus action healing word.
I just love how the other one's gonna die anyway before we even get to my turn or its turn.
Again,
All right. You provide it.
5.
So you release your healing word, and Erebus, underneath you, you feel a wing just kind of go, and then just kind of start flapping, and so you feel like it's got a lot more ability to provide thrust.
I will shout out
Erebus is kind of feeling
in
bad
my
now.
best witch's voice. I shout out my best witch's voice. You kill them all, or I'll kill you.
He's
To the creature.
He's still the
and
upper
then
half
I will
of-
target one of the other creatures.
Okay.
Wait, where am I at the moment? Am I still on top of you?
No.
No,
No.
I put you
No,
down.
you put me down.
You are very much
Phew.
3/4 of the witch's side.
I am, as a witch, I'm telling the creature to kill its brethren, and I shall toll the dead one of the brethren again if I'm within range.
There's
60
only-
feet.
There's only 2 of them alive right now.
The one under me and the one over the.
One of them's going down.
All right. Roll that toll the dead.
Shit! I just wasted my last spell slot of first level. So, okay, it's a Wisdom saving throw, DC 15.
Okay. So to be clear, the one you're targeting is the only one that Erebus is currently not riding. Is that fair to say?
Okay, I'll let Erebus have it.
Well, you just healed it, so I assume you're not gonna heal it and kill it.
Use,
I don't know. I don't know your life.
There's
This
a
is-
lot of turns.
no, the one that you were chasing. I'll let you kill the one that you
Yeah,
were
I don't
chasing.
make the save.
Oh. No, but wait. I'm targeting not the one that he's riding. I'm targeting the
Yeah.
other one.
Yeah, I still don't make the save.
Yeah. All right. Okay. You're gonna be in for a world of trouble here
That's
now.
real bad.
13.
13. With a 13, yeah, it screeches in the sky. Can I also ask you to roll confusion for me, please? Rolling confusion is your choice of persuasion or deception.
How do I roll a confusion? Deception.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, that's what I figured. So, does that end your turn then, Scrags?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. I'm confused and persuaded at the same time.
All right, that brings us to Shimo.
Well, seeing the injured one flying up.
There's something going on with this OBS thing. I'm popping in and out.
Yeah, I'm going to send a message to
Others are
Steve about it
popping in
because
as
it's
well.
been kind of sketchy for one of my other players too. So, but all the same, if you need to go camera off for a little bit, see if we can kind of get ourselves sorted out with it because tech is not our friend today, and we admit this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings us to Shimo.
Okay, well, I'm going to, since the flying one's 30 feet away, I'm going to hit it with a Radiant Sunbolt.
All right, Radiant Sunbolt. Yeah.
24 to hit and 7 damage.
And the feathers kind of ashen off of its body, and it falls from the sky and in the water.
Well, there's only one left. And we just healed it, so we might as well,
Interrogate.
interrogate it. Huh. What would Shimo do? I guess I'll just run over, get in range of the other one, in case it tries anything.
Okay, well, getting in range is you're gonna get close to it. It's gonna be about 5 feet above your head. You're gonna run out to the dock that the boat is tied up to. That Erebus is currently floating on the back of one of these creatures right now, above your head. You good with that?
Yep, just as close as I can get. If it's just above my head, that's fine.
Perfect. Okay, so that brings us now to Vulric. You watch as Shimo bolts one out of the sky and then runs underneath Erebus and his mount.
Oh no.
Vulric, what are you gonna do?
I'm really tempted to kill it. I am
I promise you, so is everybody else. Carry on.
I'm tempted to kill it.
so tempted. Come on, computer, die on me now. Oh, okay, so I'm dangerously tempted. But there's one part of me that's like, well, we healed it, but would Balric know that he healed it? No, he would.
He has healing spells.
You're saying he's above the water, right?
That is correct. He is
okay.
He's above the dock.
Oh, so if I was to kill him, he would just land headfirst on the dock?
Potentially.
I'm gonna shoot him.
All right, shoot him.
Both of them are with sharpshooter.
Go ahead and do it. Take your shot. That hits.
That is crap.
And I'm
the other
pretty
one's
certain.
a one, by the way.
Whoa! Hang on. Roll for me your damage on the first one.
Yep. 17.
Did you use sharpshooter? I didn't hear you say you were going to use sharpshooter.
I said I used sharpshooter on both of them.
Okay,
Yep.
fair enough. I stand corrected. So 17. Roll your damage on the nat 1, please.
Oh, well, Hunter's
Oh, no.
Mark. That's a 6 on the hunter's mark. And
Okay.
then on my nat 1,
I see where this is going.
7. So
All
17 again.
Well,
So-
I wouldn't have hunter's work on me.
Well,
You-
here's the thing. Would I want to kill you?
You lock an arrow and you shoot at it, and it goes through and right at the neck, and the wings keep on going, but the head lolls. You feel the head loll out of your hands, Aravis, and you're like, "Oh no, this ain't good." You start to go and dive off of the back to try to land
Yeah.
onto some place that you choose, but Volric thought the bird was still flying, and lined up another shot. And this one goes through your thigh on your way off. So I need you to roll.
see it. You see him try and uncanny dodge it
Oh, okay.
to have the damage.
Yeah, I'm good with that. So it's going to be 3 points of damage as you're just like, whoa, just kind of pull your hip up and out of the way and like fold your body like you're trying to do a high jump.
Stabs my butt. Oh!
Roll me a
was-
dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Was it not?
Dexterity, like acrobatic. I guess it doesn't matter.
No,
It's
saving throw, yeah.
Since it was 17, would it not be at
9.
17?
Oh, it is 17 because you were using sharpshooter, so it's not actually going to be 3 points of
Yeah.
damage. It's going to be like, math, 8 points of damage.
8.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rules lawyer works both
Yeah,
ways.
unfortunately. So you go and you land square on your back in the boat, which is. I need you to also roll me a d6.
a D6. Boom.
So
All
and
my
you just-
temporary hit points are gone.
You just feel your back crack. Ah, damn it! And
Eris
that's
stands up. He doesn't seem like he's taking too much damage, but
that is the
Shimo's
end
gonna,
of
like-
initiative. By the way,
pulls out a dagger from his thigh.
Why is everyone dropping? It wasn't.
I
just
have a
me.
feeling I know an answer, and so I'm going to do some work on my side, and I'm going to see if I can solve it. But carry on.
Well, Shimo's gonna like slide over and be like, "Oh, friend, are you okay? That looked nasty."
I'm fine enough. Friends simply got a little aggressive, which I can commend here. I'll toss him back his arrow.
Thank you.
There's a little blood on it. You might want to keep it as a souvenir.
No, I'd much rather clean it.
And then I will go up to the one that I was writing and examine it. Is this thing like something I'd recognize, or is this something that seems like only here that I've seen? This?
You've lived in you've lived in the Feywild for a while. You actually, are you going to recognize this? Roll a
100 some odd years.
history check.
History check.
A history check, yes, please.
Can I assist him with that? Because I can use my little.
No,
thingies.
you have absolutely zero history with this.
15.
Great.
All right. So just give me 1 second as I'm trying one more thing out here that might make life a little bit easier. I tried something, and I think it did not work out in my favor in the end. There we go. Yeah, that's totally what's happened. Okay, I have now done some learning. Scrags, you should not have as many issues anymore. So history of 15. It's not so much that you've seen or know of these creatures. You've heard stories of creatures that were very much like extremely large ravens with antlers on. At one point in time, somebody referred to them as peritons. Another person referred to them as the Greyhawk Mummers. Oh, and we don't need that music anymore! Huzzah! We can go and get ourselves out of combat. There we go. Okay, we're good. But yeah, that's so you're familiar with the terms. And Prince Aligarthus kind of comes up to you guys with face kind of bleeding and mucked up and just... Well, That was one way.
Sorry you took the brunt of that. That was not our intention.
I've been taking the brunt of it for a year. It's no big deal.
Wait, you've been here for a year, just here, trying to light these things?
So, you have bees.
Oh yeah, Volric is like, after immediately getting tossed his arrow, he doesn't give a fuck about anyone else. He is going straight over to his bee friends, and he's like, "So my bees okay? Are they all okay?"
And they seem to be actually doing pretty well at the moment.
Bee, all
Yeah.
right. Anyway,
Amador, being kind of right up beside you, just say, "She's taking a nap now. She'll be okay."
Thank goodness.
And
Well,
he looks to Prince Aligarthus looks to you all. Are any of you badly hurt?
No, I wasn't hit.
I think we all made it out unscathed.
any injury I took is unhealable, I believe.
You're welcome.
If that's the case, then perhaps you would give me leave to finish my job?
I'll accompany
Or perhaps
Would you
even
need
help.
any?
you would like.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you need assistance with that.
Well, I think that was all of them. However, they've kind of been on my nerves for obviously far longer than I should ever care to admit. Would each of you light one? If we could do it faster and do it all together, then we can get the magic to work faster and not have any chances of interruption.
Of course.
I don't see why not. He'll give Amador some time with Pollinella.
Seems fine to me.
Okay, if you want, you could take the boat. I'll take this one, if you don't mind. I'm a little slower at the moment, but if you guys want to take a boat, you can use it to get to each one of those towers much more quickly.
Okay.
So Dib's not rowing.
I'm gonna do this quite simply and straightforwardly because this is not a very difficult skill. I teach kids who would be able to do this. And so if that's the case, then you guys would easily be able to do this to find some form of fire source. Actually, I will ask that though. For each one of you, because each one of you will need to do this, and we'll say that actually Gleam is not with you, but actually I think it's really just your group, right? We didn't have.
It was Gleam, Amador, and then Gleam and Amador both went over to the bee.
Right.
To Pollinella.
Yeah. Okay, so Gleam, so it's actually Morgan that's not with you guys. So it's Gleam, Amador, and the 5 of you, and Prince Aligarthus would each be able to take 1 spire. So each of you tell me how would you light what each of you are going to find when you get to the top of this spire. A bit of a trek, but you're able to climb up these spires without too much hassle because there is a well-trodden path that Prince Aligarthus has obviously left before you. Getting to the top, what you see is this brazier that is large brass and just there. And
produce flame.
produce
Firebolt.
flame, firebolt,
I have a red hot poker.
red hot poker.
Hey!
Yeah.
Aim for here! Aim for here! I'm right here! Aim for me head!
Okay.
She's a long ways away. She's like 300 feet away.
Ah, shit.
I love it. I would have gone for it.
Just
except
dies
for that.
out.
Alright,
I will
squirts.
do.
Poke one.
Oh, I was gonna say, I will do mine with with like shocking grasp and just like use lightning to sort of like put it on fire, and then if I can hear Scrags being like aim for me in the back, I will take one of my arrows and light it on fire, and then I will aim for him.
Okay.
This will be without sharpshooter.
Without sharpshooter? Okay.
I'll aim for.
I'll
Like, that
say you're
little
300
bird.
feet away, so this is still a disadvantage roll all the same.
Mhm.
Right. I didn't ask for you, as I see this arrow coming towards my head.
Okay, so I'm going by the rule of what was said. So, Scrags, roll for me a dexterity saving throw.
A
Oh,
dexterity
no.
saving throw?
Yes, hang on. Was that 2 nat 1s?
It was a 5 and a 1.
20?
Okay. Oh, that's a nice dexterity saving throw. So you hear the twang, you look up, and you see this little pinprick in the sky. You see the arrow coming at you, as you say, and it is coming at you, not at the brazier. You got a couple of seconds, like, no, not even a couple of seconds. You got like 1.5 seconds to react to try to do something about this. Shield.
Shield.
Okay, so you cast shield and it just bounces off of you.
No, I'm just my shield.
Oh, you just, okay, fair enough. You
Ah,
put your shield up. Yeah, you put your shield up and protect yourself. I'm going to say with that, you're able to kind of clock it and gauge where it's going to go. And it bounces off your shield and lands on the ground in front of you, or beside you instead. It's still lit.
I'll kick it off the top. And then I'll say squirts, oil, if you please. To put on the brazier. And then I'll just take out my tinderbox. I mean, everyone has a tinderbox. Who'd be stupid enough to go camping without a tinderbox? I mean, come on.
I do have a tinderbox, actually.
I mean, I got good berries and produce flame.
Squirt
useless adventurous.
Squirt says, and then throws up on the brazier.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Squirt, you see, I want him to fire at me because I got one of his arrows now. He's got only 19 left.
Actually, more like 16 by now, but still, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, only 16.
All right.
I'll keep taking one away every day.
All right. So
He's not a woodcutter, is he? A woodworker.
you don't know.
Is he a woodworker?
You don't know.
He can make more?
You don't know. As Scrags lights the fire, all the other beacons are now lit. You guys now, from your positions atop each of these spires, just kind of look around at each other from the distances that you are, and the water starts to ripple and shimmer and get lighter. And in the water, almost like a reflection, you see a completely different landscape. Like somebody is scrying this image of another location. And it is beautiful. It's green. It's lush. There's obviously forests along mountainside. And it's all being reflected out of this water. Erebus, roll a history check.
Okay. History. 11.
Yeah, it was the DC wasn't high for you. You see, you're pretty certain that you're looking. Yeah, there it is, the church just outside of Neverwinter. You're looking at Neverwinter.
Nobody's near him, right?
Nobody's near you. Yeah, everybody's 300 feet away from you. You guys all watch as immediately the prince atop whatever spire he's on just starts sliding down the path, racing towards the lake.
I walk down as well.
You're muted at the moment, Ulrich.
No. I will follow suit as well, but I'll use Featherfall and just.
Okay.
Seeing everyone coming down, I'm going to regroup, get over to them.
Okay.
I'll come over and I'll be like, does anyone see Scrag?
Well, you guys are all around now, breathing this lake. So, I'm going to say the last person to reach the spire. Who would have been rowing the boat?
Well, it wasn't me. I dibs not to.
I'd say Shima would.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So Shimo, you would have to get to your boat and then start going back and picking everybody up. So everybody's going to
Okay,
get
yeah,
to the
I would-
water, maybe except for Valric because he's feather falling. You guys are all going to get to the water around the same time, except for Prince is going to beat you there because he's racing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see Scrags and I'm like, Balrog could be like, oh fuck, I missed.
Valric.
So Scrags is out of the call.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on for
Yeah.
Scrags. So, hopefully they'll get themselves back in. Nonetheless, Erebus, you're going to get to the lake water. What are you going to do?
Anyone nearby will see Erebus kneel down, looking at the place that was his home, hover his hand over the water, closer and closer, but as soon as he touches it, his hand is thrown back behind him and wrenches his arm backwards.
Erebus.
And ripples of water from the prince having just simply doven in now all reach you.
Well, fucking, you're welcome. Jesus.
I can understand why he's eager to get back.
Actually, Valric, you're still floating down. So from your vision, floating down.
Yeah, he's just yelling this.
Yeah.
No, I'm just floating down and watching this dude dive in, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh well, you're fucking
What's it-
welcome. And then I see
What's funny about this, though, is after he dives in, a couple of moments later on your way down, you notice there's this new figure just kind of walking towards the church. And he's just kind of like, and then just does some gestures to the air.
who are you? Like I'm shouting up from above. Like he's like very much floating down, sort of like gracefully, sitting down. It looks like he's sitting as he's floating down with arms crossed and shit, and just going as he's descending.
Go ahead, Dottie, you were going to say stuff. I just wanted to resolve that.
Oh, no, Dottie would just be running over the Erebus to make sure he's okay.
True, to be fair.
What was that?
I told you I couldn't leave. Did you come from here?
No, we came from Wesmia. A different realm.
Never heard of it myself.
Would I be here now with the boat?
Absolutely. And what's weird for you is you're not floating on water, you're floating on this image.
Okay. So, this is another land beneath us?
It is. It's the Forgotten Realms.
Is it safe? Is it inhabitable?
Can you breathe the atmosphere? Probably. Is it safe? Well, is anything safe? Depends on where you're at and what hint who you are. Baldur's Gate could be considered very safe, but if you're in a back alley, I'd say not so much.
So that raises the question, would we be happier there than here?
Well, not an option for me, I'm afraid, but it is a beautiful place. There are halflings, elves, gnomes, even some goblins.
It's not an option for you? What do you mean?
I'm not allowed to leave. Trust me, I've been here for over 100 years. I have found ways to leave. About 8, actually. It's not that difficult to leave the Feywild. Of course, time changes depending on how long you're here. So I could return home and a few months have passed, but more likely 1,000 years. But I'm not allowed to leave because someone's holding something that is part of me here, and without it, I can't leave.
I'm going to stick my hand in the water as well. Do I have any kind of reaction?
Let me find out.
All your fingies get replaced with talons.
Perfect. Extra damage on unarmed attacks.
Your hand
Nice.
goes, but the rest of you does not. Okay, hang on a second. Molliver.
Your hand
I call
comes
it
back a new
Morgan's
man.
Molliver. Where is it? Okay, thank you.
Your hand has seen unforgettable things, but unfortunately your hand does not have a brain of its own, so it does forget it immediately.
Right. You put your hand to the water, and it just feels like a hard surface.
Well, it doesn't feel like an option to me either. Well, do you know who has this piece of you? Is there... Would
Yes.
it be equal to us?
Equal? What do you mean?
I can't make it through this portal. Are we missing pieces?
I don't think so. Perhaps you can only return to your own home.
And with that, the
I
image
prefer that anyways.
disappears from the water, and it returns back to a rippling water surface.
Well, that
Is the
answers
prince
that question.
And you guys all look up to the beacons and notice that none of them are lit now.
Well, if we find out more, at least we know that this can work.
Well, then that raises the question, what next? Who has your piece?
Fleth.
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 Did you say Fleth, or are you coughing or sneezing?
He'd not like that, and I love it. But yes, Fleth would have it. He's a Fae of the Winter Court.
Is this
He has
someone we need to
my,
murder?
well, that's not really on the cards. As long as he's got what I've given him. But yes, I should tell you all of it. Let's go over to the others and are you still falling? As he looks up.
I'm looking over and I'm like,
So at about
slowly, gracefully.
it's at about this point in time that you would gently land in the boat. And so I'm going to say over the course of the next 5-ish minutes, 10 minutes, you guys are able to row to all of the other spires and pick up the rest of your group, including Amador and Gleam. But not Prince Aligarthus.
Who was the person who raised their arms and shit? Did I?
That was Erebus.
Oh. I thought it was someone new, because I was like, wait, what? I was like, a new person for me?
Well, Erebus
Never
is
mind.
slightly new for us.
True.
Perspective.
And so Gleam is going to say, Amador, what of the bees? And Amador says, I think I think I've got them now. I think we can take them home. Or I can take them home, and you guys can do what you said you were going to do with the Korits and those little itty-bitty guys.
Throw a
I think
party?
you're right. It might be time. Well, if Queen Dottie says so, I can't object. The
Cyclops,
Cyclops is dead.
Cyclops is already dead. I think that's Cardi crying more than Scrags. Anyway, because Scrags was involved. No, actually, Scrags was protecting in that fight.
Yeah.
Scrags
I mean-
was on the back.
I mean, if
We
you
killed him
want,
before Scraggs' turn.
Yeah, he rolled initiative, but we never got to him.
that's true. Yeah, you guys kind of like
Yeah, the fireball did most of it.
you have to understand.
I crit him
Erebus
for 70-something damage.
75 points of damage off of Erebus's one turn. So, like, there wasn't much of the Cyclops left. Anyway,
Yeah, 3d6, sneak attack, booming blade, and the normal rapier, and all of it rolled pretty high.
it was a hot roll. Nonetheless, you guys can choose to go back by way of the Cyclops. You can look at the Cyclops corpse if you want. You can go to the Cyclops den, which is where Amador is planning on going. Or you can just go straight to the Korrids and Briganock, and I'm just going to advance this forward.
Okay.
I think
I
it's
wanna
time
ask
for the.
Amador.
Okay, go.
Go ahead, Gmo.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think it's time for us to move on. The bees have the bees.
Yeah.
I think that was our role in that.
And I'm just gonna ask Amador, would one of the bees like to accompany me in our travels?
And say, I think they'll probably stick to their own for a time. They've been
If
through a bit.
only you had picked Swarm Master Ranger.
Oh, shut up, you know how badly I want this bee. I want this bee so bad. I'm like,
Protect them by protecting Jan.
yeah. Like, he looks very disappointed.
Besides, there'll always be a, I don't know, a bedroll or a moss pillow or something like that back at home. And garden.
I want to be, though. I want to be, though.
So, Erebus, through your journey back to the Briganock mine, which is where you agreed to meet everybody, what are you explaining to everybody?
Well, if everybody is going down for a long rest or a short rest or whatever rest we plan on having, he'll tell his 10-minute story and he'll say, I was born in a island full of elves, high elves, near the Feywild. We had everything elves could need, forests and all that. I was known as Erebus the Shy, a talented young, up-and-coming elven wizard. I was melancholy and dramatic. Everything you'd expect from a boy too stuck in his head. And I was loved by the young women.
Okay, now I can tell this is fiction.
But I would play my songs and sing the songs of the ancients and often travel in the woods. This...
Oh, we're traveling now. Might you sing us a song?
No!
I have since lost my voice, I'm afraid. I
I'm very sorry.
was, in fact, that was a mistake, apparently, unbeknownst to me, because I was spotted by a powerful dryad named Shamir. A dryad living near the Winter Court who just so happened to hear me sing in the woods. And if you know anything about dryads, especially matrons, she enthralled me while I was alone. and drew me into the Feywild. There I spent many years. Under enchantment, I was lost in love and unknowing. This might sound awful, and when I was released finally from the enchantment, I thought so too. But you have to understand, she did love me. Deeply. But the one who released me was Fleth. He was a obnoxious, overly braggadocious, very charismatic figure, but in the Winter Court, those are all flaws. Deep flaws. And he wasn't very good at magic. But he was able to free me from the enchantment while she was gone. He promised me freedom. I was new to the Feywild and did not ask for a contract, did not ask for every detail. That was my mistake. He said he would free me in return for my personality. It sounded odd to me. I just had to do one thing. This was a favor so far in his favor. Even today, I cringe at it because of my foolishness. But he told me that I simply had to kill her with a certain knife. This dryad matron, this dryad queen. I knew not the ramifications of my act. So I took the knife, black as death, and I lay in wait for her return. You see Erebus smiling, but as he describes what he does, a tear almost unnaturally forms in his eye. I waited and waited, and when she returned, we talked, her not knowing any better. And when she was close in my arms, I sank in. I don't think she understood. I don't think she had time. It was like an animal who trusted you so deeply, not understanding, not comprehending, that you could betray them. And I will always remember her face. Laughter filled the room as my whole mentality of life changed. I became, as I am now, hardly the shy, much more charismatic, and can do very little magic. Leth, on the other hand, became a powerful archfey who can use magic to the height of his ability, and was able to use the vacuum that was left by the woman I had just murdered to advance his way in the Winter Court. He forbade me from leaving the Feywild because, well, not only could I not, because he had my personality, but also because if I was able to leave somehow, my personality would come with me. Well, I wandered, being scorned and forever hunted by her daughters. Our daughters. Some of them. And stuck here in a mind that is not my own. I have full control of my actions, but they are tinted. Your personality covers so much. I know what I should and should not do. My conscience is my own, but sometimes I get the urges to speak to beautiful women, and it's all him. It's the final joke, I suppose.
Gleam is going to lean into you.
And what did you?
And Gleam's going to say, "That's the problem with Fae. They think it's all a joke."
And he finds it. Actually, he might not find it funny at all now. He's very melancholy. And while he doesn't regret what he's done, his conscience is still his own. He's far more like I was than I am like I was.
There is one problem with your story that I can't see but stand out. Is that you said he's at the height of his abilities, but it's really yours. Don't forget, he had to steal your stuff for him to get powerful.
It's true. And if the Winter Court knew about what he did, they still mourn the loss of their Dryad Queen. Their forest was never the same. However, I'm a random elf to them. I've tried to discredit him, but he is the honorable and incredibly talented Fleth.
Well, what would happen if we killed him? Would it set you free?
Oh, most definitely. That would be
Interesting.
difficult, though. He's extraordinarily powerful. As powerful as a Fae could be. The only way I could see it is to somehow find proof or gain enough favor to be able to call him out. I do have a little proof, as Aravis reaches in and pulls out a broken hilt. It almost looks like it's a charred piece of a dagger. I've always had this, and always kept it. But, like I said, he's influential, powerful, and intelligent. Far more intelligent than he was.
I think you're overestimating him. And then Volric just leans over with a smile and he's like, I don't know. If we continue taking down these hags one by one, we'll gain favor with the majority of the Feywild. And if we can get majority with the Feywild, would they not be able to persuade your court or whatever?
Perhaps. There's no telling how they'll react. I have no idea how they like or dislike these hags at all. These hags were all new to me.
Wow. Notoriety, even in the lowest places, can spread far and wide. I would know. I'm from the darkest of places.
Well, it almost makes our adventure seem little more than a game. We were at a carnival playing actual games before being thrust into this dimension far from the light of Yunlil.
If it makes you
Basked in
feel
darkness.
any better, everything's a game for me now.
You didn't choose to be here.
Us?
He stares at Shimo and Dottie and
Well,
Scrag.
things were a little strange. We were at the carnival. We ended up talking to the two carnival owners. It feels like so long ago, though. And they told us they wanted to have us free the former leader of the Feywild, was it?
So the DM is going to help out just a little bit here. And so Dottie explains to you how she was crowned as queen of the Witchlight Carnival. Didn't realize that it actually meant anything until she got to the Feywild and people started calling her royalty. But the reason why they journeyed to the Feywild in the first place was at the behest of Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, who, because of things that had happened at the carnival, alluded that the best way to resolve issues at the carnival and really truly free the carnival the way that Mr. Witch and Mr. Light would like to be would be to make sure that they were no longer beholden to the who you now know to be the Hourglass Coven of Bevlorna Blightstraw, Granny Nightshade, and Endelyn Moongrave. And so, with you entered the Feywild, you didn't have to. So, after a fashion, it was by choice, but you kind of felt obliged to, for your own safety.
They were
They were very
strong-armed.
much strong-armed,
They were strong-armed.
much as you were.
And
both.
also,
Mm.
and also, Dottie wanted to figure out the sources of her magic because it seemed to be connected to the carnival and the Feywild.
And Shima was confused why people stopped enjoying his music and had to find a solution.
Like these are all like sort of truth telling, and Volric's taking this all in, but you can see like at a point in his face where he's very, I'm going to say like he's not hiding it too well because he's not thinking about it, but he's very much trying to decide internally whether he should spill his own secrets or keep them hidden.
I will
And
also say
Volric,
that
my
when you guys are when you're sharing all this, that you're back at camp at the Briganock mine, and Elred will be there as well. At which point, Elred will say, "I'm tired of knocking on doors.
Just knock him down.
That's kind of what I've tried to turn it into. But if I see a door, don't let me be the one nearby it. I will give us away."
You know, have we even seen a door in this land? Mostly,
Thankfully,
it's just...
no. Just inside that. That's actually how I got captured that one time, and almost got captured again. In that tree house that you guys burnt down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, door knocking.
Huh. I had some things taken from me too. I can magically light fires, obviously. That's why I have so many fire spells. But did you know I can't use a tinderbox?
Me neither, says Elred.
Really? I also can't keep secrets, but that's an obvious.
And Elred will actually whisper to you, "It's easier if you in telepathically. It's easier if you do it in the head."
Elora just
Buffy.
says it's easier if you do it in the head.
Hey,
Sorry, I can't
listen. Wait, sorry.
I wanted to ask something. I also knock on doors compulsively, but we have not experienced, like, I have not experienced a door in this campaign.
You have experienced one door, and it announced your presence in the hut in Slackjaw's
Oh, no.
place. So you did knock on that trap door to go in first. It was either you or Elred. One of you guys did that.
Better just knock.
I'm glad this realm is short indoors and high in fights.
And so
Did you grow?
I did! Thank you for noticing. I also grew in age. I'm 30 now.
You don't look that different.
Well,
just a
thank
couple
you.
of crow's feet. That's it.
Yeah. And I'm 3'2" now. Instead of 3 foot.
Honestly, how long are halflings? I always confuse halflings for hobbits in Lord of the Rings, and I know all about them, but
How long do I live?
Halflings, generally speaking, live about the same amount of time as a human does.
Oh shit. I'm halfway to death.
And an elf lives into the 700s, sometimes 800s.
Well, fuck elves. I'm gonna die. Sorry, no offense.
Never say always.
hey, you said it.
Alred's gonna say, if it's any consolation, dragonkin tend to die a bit sooner.
It's probably because of all that door knocking.
And he just turns and walks to a different part of the camp.
Oh, what the heck? Did you know there's like reactions, halfling reactions to different races? Dwarves.
Oh, yeah,
With
yeah,
loyal
yeah.
friends.
Of course,
I didn't know
that is very much canonically Forgotten Realms.
that. Uh-huh.
So of course things change when you get from different realms. So, with your long rest now obtained, you guys can all rekindle your spell slots.
A
And all of
halfling
your
reaches
abilities.
adulthood at the age of 20 and generally lives into the middle of his or her second century.
Ah, not in all of those.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Dottie gonna die. She keeps
Uh,
wild magic
if-
searching.
Yeah.
Or it could be like,
Like-
older, younger, older,
I'm pretty
younger.
sure
Each time it goes off.
the age one can be cured with greater restoration.
You think so?
But
But Volric, like after, like, you know, we've all had our camp, like everyone's like secret telling and stuff, and like we all went to bed, we all snoozed, we all wake up, and you can still see Volric, like he was the first one up, but he still looks like he's contemplating whether he should tell his secrets or not. Like Volric's a very jaded person, and he's also a quite secretive person. He doesn't like talking about himself, but he also feels like he's found a kindred spirit between all of you. Like he hasn't even told Shimo, who he would consider one to be the closest people he's had in the party.
Yeah.
And he's like, should I do this? Should I not? Should I do this? Should I not?
Well, I
As you-
imagine Shimo would probably wake up second, considering I'm the only one who chances. And I'd like to go up to Volric and say, "You were quite quiet last night."
Just discovering whether I should tell my secrets or not.
Hmm. Well, you've told me little.
Mm.
Volric, do a wisdom save for me, please.
You just see Dottie like staring at you in the corner, like
18, you ball bag.
so.
I don't see
Says
shit.
his thoughts then. Lame.
That's it. So, what are the surface emotions that Volric is experiencing then?
Embarrassment, a lot of guilt, and an extreme amount of rage. Like nearly an overwhelming amount of rage.
Well, Volric, under the shadow of Reliquary, it is your decision whether or not you keep your secrets.
True. Perhaps I should say, at least you will all get a better understanding. And saying that you all have had similar situations. He just looks up at Shimo, and he's like, and he can feel Dottie staring him out in the background, just going. But he looks up at Shimo and goes, "I'm a fugitive back home. The same land that you hail from. I'm not really well wanted, or even wanted.
oh my goodness.
I,
Sorry, no, don't ignore me.
I was believed that I had enough money. Or well, I was tricked into giving a large sum of my own personal belongings in trade for belonging for the capital. But I was deceived, and I ended up harboring a lot of gold that wasn't truly gold. I was then wanted, and I demanded answers. I went back in search for a search for that very same merchant who greeted on me. And I ended up at that carnival that you mentioned. They told me the only way I can get back at that merchant is coming through here and helping out you.
Well, it saddens me to know that you're a fugitive. All should be free under the light of the unknown.
I suppose that's true. I wouldn't have done it if she didn't need the help, but family comes first.
I'm just going to pause there for a brief moment. Scrags. So, in this long rest that has happened, we've had basically one of the biggest lore dumps we've had in the campaign. Unfortunately for you, you were dealing with GPU issues. But what has been laid out basically for the rest of your party, save for you, has been the real reason why they are all in Prismere in the first place, being trying to get rid of long, simple curses, or Dottie trying to find the source of her power. Erevis has also shared with you, the group, the fact that he's kind of beholden, his personality has been stolen by a archfey of the Winter Court. And Volric is kind of determined that with the party, basically, that perhaps by currying favor here in the Feywild, he can get his personality back and therefore be able to go back home if he so chose.
Did he have a personality to begin with?
That's the issue. He did.
That's news to Scrags. I mean,
So I just learned that the information I sent to Wendy near the beginning when I said I was going to send him information, never sent.
Oh,
I
well,
just looked at it.
yeah,
just
that
now,
makes
and-
that I was learning about it all. That's which is why I was quite happy to shut up and listen. But that's okay.
well.
I will play around with this a bit more. But Scrags, would you, in this very, it feels as though everybody is starting to get comfortable with each other. Would you share much of what Scrags has got going on?
sure. Scrags grew up in Waterdeep. He grew up as an orphan, human orphan, and he.
I'm just going to double check that one here. Are we sure we're playing the same character? Because I had Scrags from Seos in my notes.
No. He's playing the same character. He grew
Okay.
up as an orphan, a human orphan in Waterdeep,
Oh gosh.
and he.
Bullshitting for his insight check.
Okay, that's the
Insight
DM's
check,
fault.
left, right, and center.
That's the DM's fault.
Insight check. No, I was already like
Okay, go
suspicious.
ahead.
I was like,
Well, I
human
wanted to go.
orphan,
I wanted
was-
to go through a long story and
Go
then
for your
just
long
to turn
story.
around and go, "Fuck you all! I'm not telling you nothing," and then walk away. But,
And you know what? He takes in this. You take in this long, convoluted story of Waterdeep.
Clearly
Volric.
false.
Volric, for your part, I'm going to say that you allow the story to unfold. Absolutely certain that Scrags is being full of it.
I don't say a word.
Yeah.
Though. I don't say a single word.
Scrags, what do you tell them?
Scrags is my
Go for
friend. He wouldn't lie to me.
Well, I grew up in Waterdeep. I'm a human. I'm a human orphan, and I was out pickpocketing one day, and I picked the pocket of someone I shouldn't have, and I touched it's like a gold ring with a red diamond in the center, and the person obviously felt me take the ring, so he turned around, and all I could see was these dark, kind of glowingish reddish eyes. And the next thing I woke up and I was in a cell with other young kids, and this particular person, his name was Dr. Marlikov. He was experimenting on all of the others and turning them into different creatures. And so I was transformed into a halfling hybrid. And that's why I wear the cowl. And my best friend was turned into a goblin. The guy who tried to save me was turned into a goblin. And in order to remember him by, I cut off his face and I wear it as my own.
Stole his.
You know. His name was Hannibal. He was a lamb farmer.
So as you're telling
Very
the story,
silent type.
yeah, as you're telling this story, and you're seeing that Dottie is just getting in and just getting right
Dottie's
into this
like
whole
crying
story.
and like, Scrags, I never knew.
So you get this odd
Bloody
sense,
useless.
Scrags. It's been a long time since you've actually had a direct connection with your patron. And while you still don't feel the voice like you're used to, you feel proud and distant pride, or a sense of what you would be pride in
Why?
being able to fool all these idiots.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Me chalk helps me.
I lean into Erebus, who I presume is
Yeah,
beside
sure.
me, and I just lean in, and I'm like, "He's full of shit." And then I also whisper, "He can't be a halfling if he's an air genasi. Silly thing." And I lean back.
And it's at that point
I'm
in
going
time.
That is true.
Oh, go ahead, Shimo. Go ahead.
I'm just going to lean into Scrags and say, "You've had a hard time. I'm here for you."
Can I pickpocket Shimo?
Yeah, sleight of hand check.
I don't own much. I don't know what you're going to pickpocket.
His flute.
He doesn't have his flute.
He doesn't have.
Dottie has.
Always
Dottie
one
has
step
his
ahead.
flute. Dottie has his flute.
I have
What
23
you were
gold.
there?
Oh!
If you want a handful of my gold, I have 23.
No. I know what I want. I want to wait till Shimo goes to sleep.
Okay, well, I'm going to say that will have happened because we're waking up from long rest at this point. So go ahead and roll that sleight of hand check.
Oh my golly gosh. Okay, 1 second. I've got this D&D Beyond.
Oh, your computer's working
Well,
way
I'm
better
reading
now.
this. Yeah. I don't know, Windows did an update for some reason and everything just was said no.
Windows does update and it destroys your PC.
Yeah.
What else is
I'm
new?
doing a sleight of hand
What else
check
is
on
new?
Shimo, and this could potentially end our relationship.
Oh no. Okay.
It's not good. It's not good. 15.
15. Okay. Perception check, Shimo, with disadvantage because you're trancing.
Oh, okay. Now let me change to disadvantage.
Okay. With it.
For fuck's sake!
Okay. So what were you going for?
I wanted to take just a little bit off his beard and then to put it on my own. Like a really Shimo.
Oh no.
And I was
So,
using
am I-
myself to look exactly like Shimo.
Shimo,
I'm
you feel a
wasting
little
spell slots.
tug at the lip. And you open your eyes, and Scrags is all up in your business, trying very carefully
Scissors right there, just.
Scrags, is there something I can help you with?
Just testing the sharpness. Yep, it's very sharp. Good night. I'll go to bed. I look
That's
over
one
at
that I'll
Daddy.
have to contemplate.
I'll look over at Daddy. And
Oh,
Your tomorrow. That's the end of it.
And
Toddy sleeps with one eye open.
All right. After that, can I get like? Nah, actually, we're out of time. Never mind. I'll do that later.
well, you guys all take your long rest. You are now
I
getting
did.
all of your hit points, all of your half of your hit
Well, we
dice,
leveled
and all of
up.
your spell slots back. You did not level up yet. However,
God damn it.
you now are going to wake up in the front of the Briganock mine, and as you have all kind of gather yourselves and get yourselves ready to go, appearing from the cave entrance is Molliver and a Kored, which you now know as the Queen of the Koreds, and hanging off of the beard of this Kored is a Briganock that you now know as Obud. And that they come to you saying, well, I think we've got ourselves sorted. If you're ready to head on in. This is Molliver speaking, but that's where we're going to stop
To
the session as
war.
well.
To war.
To war.
To war we go.
And that, I think, is
I
the title
punched
of
all of
the
them, so there.
next episode. To war. So, thank you all for joining in again. Quick announcements again, because the announcements are so wonk. We will carry on tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central with The Legends of Zelda Echoes. Then we will have our Windy J Random Adventures happening on Thursday morning. And it might be the last session, depends on how quickly they, kill things. And Friday, we carry on with the Olivon Chronicles, where the party goes to investigate an area that was covered by a map that has been stolen. Could be interesting. Adventures in Alain. There is some crazy crap happening in a community there, and Caffeinated Arcade is running that one on Friday as well. And then we're back here with To War on Tuesday. I will put another shout out to all those subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the follows to everybody. The Goblin voice has been unlocked. You just have to redeem the guild points for doing so. And the other one that I have for you is that we have a really big announcement that we're going to be doing at the very beginning of our Thursday session next week, November 24th. And so with that really big announcement, tune in to see what new fandangled things the Windy J D&D Guild are getting themselves into. With that, we're going to switch ourselves off and find ourselves somebody to raid. So thank you all for...
We're doing a We're doing a crossover episode.
That would be wonderful. I do want to do that one day. I am not there for it yet, but I do want to do that one day. So we've got lots of options on my list. We can actually, you know what? I know who I want to raid today. I want to raid Winter's Tales and do kind of a return raid, because she raided us last week and it was wonderful. So thank you guys all very much, and we will see you next week for this game, but tomorrow for others. Cheerio.